Hey guys, it's me again. It's weird for me to do these type of videos especially 3 times in a row. But this has been on my mind since last week. Yo, the the worst boycott ever. The Hoyoverse boycott, the Genshin boycott, whatever you want to call it, the Hoyoverse boycott. I saw this trending on Twitter and I was like, what's going on here? And I check it out. Like, to give some context, these new characters that are coming in for the new land or whatever, and in Genshin takes like the inspiration by it's like it's the real world. So like we have not France, and then not Germany, and then not like China, and then not Japan. Basically fictional versions of the stuff. But the I think it was supposed to be one of they were taking inspiration from like one of like an African culture. I don't know, and but I don't think it probably is. I haven't checked which region it is, but yeah, people are upset about how these new characters aren't black, and I'm like, excuse me, what? I'm like, out of all the things to boycott, like, the game being trash, coding being trash, how the game looks, a lot of it's like on mobile, how bad it's optimized on PC. I feel like that game is. I remember for like 3 years straight for the PS4, like the console version of Genshin. Well, I think it was just only on PlayStation. It was so bad. That thing ran at like 30 frames, and my PS4 can run Modern Warfare 2019 at 60 frames. But it was running Genshin at like 40, 30, which is really bad. I don't know how is that possible? How is a bootleg Breath of the Wild running like that? But yeah, people were boycotting the fact that it's the character. They're like, oh, you're whitewashing the characters, and I'm like, this is what people are complaining about. And I'm like, okay, they're complaining about it, cool, but how they're doing it is the worst possible way. So usually with the boycott, you stop, like, let's say it's a product or something. You don't buy the product, you don't talk about the product, you don't even look at the product, you just avoid it. And, whoever made that product will, since no one's buying it, no one's talking about it, no one's doing anything about it, sales go down, money go down. But what the Genshin fans have thought of is, instead of not playing the game, they'll play the game but won't spend any money. And when I heard that, well, they're also not spending money and doing petitions like it would do anything. Because to like actually hurt a company, you stop buying its product, you stop touching its product. It's like, let's say Apex was doing something bad. How we boycott it is by not playing the game at all. You want change, you stop touching the game. If you keep playing the game, it will be a blip on their radar saying that, hey, there's still people playing our game. Give us some money. So shareholders, give us some money. Like, this is a very ineffective way to do a boycott. Like, let me find that one thing that this do's and don'ts that I talked about on stream. I think on Twitch or something. I don't remember where I was streaming on. But yes, this is the dumbest do's or don'ts. So do review bomb the game, like that'll do anything. Like review bombing the game on the Play Store. Oh boy. Like and retweet the post because it's like some high school poster thing which will do nothing. Spread the word, tell a friend, encourage others to speak up, respond to surveys. I don't know how that would help. Send complaints to customer support, like they would listen. Sign the linked petition. I'm gonna say this now. The petition is gonna do literally nothing, because thing is, right? People forget that this is a Chinese game, and China works differently. They don't care about diversity at all. Like a lot of they don't care about diversity, especially if it's a fictional world that they can manipulate, which Genshin is. It's a fictional world, so they could just do whatever the hell they want. So I'm like, okay. If they want to make every single character a goddamn purple goblin, they could, because it's a fictional world that anything could happen. But yeah, like on the posters thing, before I went on the sidetrack, this says contact your local politicians. I'm gonna say this now: your local politician will not stop Genshin Impact from like with their whitewashing. It will do nothing. Being like, Mr. Local Politician, can you please stop Genshin? They didn't add any black characters, so like, can you like ban them or something? I'm like, this will do nothing. This will do nothing, because Genshin doesn't care. Like Hoyoverse, or I think, yeah, I'm gonna say Hoyoverse. I know they have a parent company, but Hoyoverse does not care about this boycott. The Chinese government, which Hoyoverse is under, that's a whole different thing. I don't want to go into that can of worms, but like they don't care about this. Like this will literally do nothing. And talk about the poster. There's like the don't section, and I don't know who in their right mind will harass or threaten voice actors and artists of Genshin Impact. Why would you do that? It's I'm like, what? But oh yeah, I think people forget that like China works differently from everywhere else in the country. They're not like North Korea where they shut themselves off from like the rest of society. No, they have different, like, it's just like, if you don't know, there's a Chinese Apex. It is literally so different. Bloodhound is a different character. Like you know how Bloodhound is masked. He's unmasked. He's a man. He's white. It's different over there. Because that's, they're like, we can't have any. I don't know. It's weird stuff. I'm not gonna get into what China does, but like. Yeah, like literally, they have different versions of stuff. Like how there's the Chinese version of Overwatch. It's made by the company. I don't even think it's made by the company. It's made by someone else. I forgot. It's also like how there's also a Chinese Fortnite. It's different over there. And like, they're not gonna change this. They're not gonna make the characters. Change the character skin color, because first of all, they don't care. Second of all, it's like, they don't care. It's a fictional world, and you complaining is literally you complaining on a dark, like, it's an empty void. No one's gonna listen to you. It's harsh, but like, and also, thing is, right, you could sue Hoyoverse all you want. It will literally, it's gonna do nothing, because I think people forget, with all the money they have sent to Hoyoverse, it's crazy. They're literally a multi-billion-dollar company. They have the money for lawyers. They could stagnate this for so long and make whoever's suing them super broke. Like, this is ineffective. And there's still a lot of people on Twitter, for some reason, still being like, go free to play, it'll fix everything. Going free to play, just because you're still not spending money on the game, doesn't mean you're like, I'm going free to play. I'm not spending any money. You're still supporting the game because you're playing the game. Like, come on. And I gotta say, the amount of people who were very fixated on the character skin color, I don't know, the way they said it was very racist. Like, the people who are complaining about it are kind of projecting. Because, like, thing is, right, I don't care about what the characters look like, because at the end of the day, their skin color does not matter to the story at all. Like, it's like Record of Ragnarok, for instance. Like, the gods there are not portrayed, like, perfectly. They're like, it's like Shiva. He wasn't portrayed accurately. But if he was portrayed accurately, the fight between him and Raiden would be the boringest. It would be so boring. it would be unbelievable. It would be Shiva wiping Raiden in like 2 seconds. Like there's a reason why they don't really keep super authenticity, because it doesn't fit what they like, and since it's a fictional world, they could do whatever the hell they like. Like, I don't know. It's just a very ineffective boycott that people think will like they think the petitions will do something. They think emailing. I saw people emailing Hoyoverse. Like, first of all, this is a Chinese company. Not like saying they can't read English, but a majority of them can't read English. So sending it in English would do absolutely nothing. They'll most likely ignore your email and delete it. But like, I don't know. And just for me, just this is, people are like, oh, this is racist. What Hoyoverse is doing is discriminatory. And I'm like, this is a fictional world, right? They could do anything they want in a fictional world. Just because it takes inspirations from the real world or something that actually is in, like, doesn't mean they have to be accurate on it. Like, there's so many examples of that, and like of like anime or shows where they don't accurately portray the character they're talking about, because they want to write their own story, their own version of the story or whatever. Like, let me find that one I dropped that. Oh shit. It was also like, let me read this tweet right here. Please tell me why Kachina, a character inspired by Native Americans, is doing capoeira. I don't know if I said that right. An Afro-Brazilian martial art made by enslaved West Africans, and her skin tone doesn't even represent such. Genshin, what are you doing? I'm like... By the way, I'm going to say this. It's not even the fighting style. It's not even that. It's not capoeira. It's just breakdancing. Like... Because when they started bringing up cultures and all that, I'm like, oh boy. Just, who cares, to be honest? This is the dumbest thing to even boycott about. Because you could complain, cite petition after petition, call your local politicians like they'll do anything. Nothing will happen to Genshin. It will be just a normal day. Because even if all the Western players, nobody in China, they stopped playing the game, it wouldn't really hurt Hoyoverse at all, because their main player base is the player base in China, because a lot of people in China play Genshin, so they only focus on that. Like, the sending it worldwide is like a little bonus for them. They get a lot of their money from their Chinese player base, and some idiots who spend $10,000 on the game for some reason. But and people are like, oh, they've done other companies could do this, or they've done this before, so they definitely can do this, but they're just not doing it. Yeah, that's just the answer. They're just not doing it because they don't want to do it. And can we stop them? Hell no. Can we change their minds? Oh, definitely not. We will never be able to change their minds. This is just going to keep going. It's. I feel like they should have some black characters. They should have some more diversity. Not make every character look like the same model, because I feel like they do. But what we're doing, not even what we're doing, what they're doing, will do nothing. But if they, just to make this boycott more effective, to actually somehow work, or some might to do let's say 25% damage to Hoyoverse, they need to stop playing the game. But they're not stopped. They're still playing the game, even after the character was released, or the characters were released. I think it was 3 characters. People still kept playing the game. They said, even though, oh my god, this is racist, we'll still keep playing the game and still spend money. Come on. you're just literally doing it to yourself at this point. You're like, instead of just sitting down and being like, okay, let's stop playing the game. If we want them to listen, we must literally say we're not touching it. But no, I'll spend $20, and actually they probably spend more than that. They probably drop $100 to get the character, because the gacha system in Genshin is horrible. Well, in all their games it's horrible, but they're not. This is something that won't be solved. Something that will just keep happening. Because, at the end of the day, this is a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company. So, what people say, they will, like, what people from the Western world say, they will not care. Unless, like, literally also their Chinese player base literally stop playing the game too, then they would listen. But, like, the Chinese player base probably doesn't even know about this or care, to be honest. They just want to play the game and play new characters. But, yeah, that's basically it. An effective boycott. The dumbest thing I've seen. And, like, it's like, and also, this is one thing. People are really crying over the characters. It's not even like they were, like, portraying, like, it's just the people crying over a fictional character. Just, like, it's inspired by real people. Yeah. Like, Thor is inspired by the actual god of thunder, Thor, and, like, in the Marvel, like, in the Marvel comics. But is Thor totally portrayed, like, from, like, the mythology in Marvel? Hell no. First of all, like, the gods in the Marvel universe, they're not really gods. They're just people that live very long. Well, in the MCU. But, like, Thor in the Marvel universe, he's not like the mythology. He's totally different. Yeah, he's not the same. He's, I don't know. Just, it's the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, that's basically it. Genshin fans are not smart when it comes to boycotting or making or wanting better changes for the game they play. Yep. Well, I guess that's it. Sign off. See you guys. Before I actually end off, there was a little bit more I wanted to say. There's just a lot of people comparing Hoyoverse games to other game companies and their games, and I'm like, really? I'm like, that's a dumb comparison to do, because these are two different games set in two different worlds, made by two different companies from two different countries. Like, even if they're from the same country, right? These are two different games with two different companies that develop their own, like, they have their own writers or whatever. They're separate. It's not like they have to be the same. If they were the same thing, that wouldn't be good. That would be like why would I play both of the games when I could just only play one game? They're the same thing. It's like me buying 2K every year. Like, what? It's like people shouldn't be comparing the Genshin with other games. It's stupid. But yeah, that was just the last thing I wanted to say. All right, see ya.